Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Bring It On.
Right.
Let's continue around Oldsong.
The chill of Rimergon's oblivion. The mindless beast, easily brought to heel by the fire.
Huh?
A chill hovers over the frozen lake, draining the air of warmth.
Yeah.
Same description. The ice keeps growing, like poisonous mold on a tree. Our hospitality has been consumed by the pale elves, and Umphatha must act. A season at least, until their next council. Hello, Dorval.
Builder's wisdom to you.
A thin, ragged man stands waiting on the barge, leaning on the oar. A smile of greeting splits his weathered features. It has been a very long time since an outsider sought passage to the Burial Isle. But what is this Burial Isle? It is a sacred place, where it sits upon the great works of the builders. There, by our ancestors, all our Anumphaths are laid to rest. You go there, my friend. It is not a place where the living to walk. Is it dangerous? Dorval nods solemnly. Those I bring to the island return the same way, or else not at all. It is home only to the dead. Spirits, shades of the builders remain, and watch over our Anumphatha. They are bound to the island, and protect it fiercely. Let's not go there yet.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Channel the enemy's thoughts and thus command their mind. Do you understand? No. You can't lie to a mine hunter, but at least pretend to humor me a little, would you? No one to please, no crowd to inspire, no furry maiden's kiss to spark my song's fire, not fate.
What brings you here?
Salutations, Estramore. Yolan chirps in a sing-song voice. I am known as Delum, chanter of Oldsong. I trust you're enjoying the beauty of this sacred place. Are you the resident entertainer? I seem to entertain Oldsong's visitors, but alas, the crowds have thinned into little more than a trickle. The chill wind from Rimergon's temple is driving people away. Now I sing, but nobody listens. My music is without purpose. But I know of a solution, a way for me to make my songs warm and passionate, countering Rimergon's incessant chill. Nolan smiles and reaches out with a grasping motion. All I need are a few rare songbirds. I could eat them and absorb their musical energy. With that kind of musical prowess in my soul, I could sing a song that could bring back the merry crowds. You want to eat the songbirds? I don't think it works that way. Nolan stares at you, dumbfounded, before rolling his eyes and lecturing you. Eating the muscles of animal makes you stronger, right? If you consume green stalks, do not take on their pungent smell, even down to the water you pass. He smiles, pleased with his reasoning. Just as one cannot sweat if one is parched, I cannot sing without a nourished soul. It's all very basic. Your parents teach you nothing of the food dropping cycle. Spare me your reasoning. I'll help. Delum's eyes widen with delight. Splendid, he exclaims with clapping hands. For my song to be pitch perfect, I'll need a TM. No, wait, that's not how you say it. And that is how you say it, TM. Or TM. A bird often found throughout Twin Elms, often in high tree nests, but some have been domesticated. I'll also need a shardwing. Shardwings prefer to nest in odd formations. Suits their natural camouflage the best. So who was it that had the bird that I spoke to? It was a merchant. Oh, and most importantly, if I plan on hitting those high notes, I'm going to need a cloud singer. Those little warblers can only be found at the highest mountain peaks. Many thanks, Estramore. Bring me these birds. I'll sing like Hylia herself. And what are they to us, these pale elves? Strangers to us all. My blood runs cold, like a river from the White Mountains, when I stride near the temple's grounds. Alright, so I have an idea where we can find a couple of those birds, one of which is going to be on our way to deal with the dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is...
Where the bear companion and the Fangs Hunter are standing, I almost thought it was a bear centaur.
Loyal to a fault without a mind of their own, and a crack of your staff sends them whimpering. What better symbol for Galawain could there be?
Another Estramore. Even the builders' temples are not safe from unclean feet these days. The rains have softened our senses, I told you. I speak to him, he's a first blade. Hunter gives you a stiff nod. That's it? Okay. Let's go into Galawain's Maw. A dank, sultry draft issues from the cave within the beast's head. Condensation drips from the stone teeth. The viscous liquid gives off a sharp, metallic odor.
And what does the flame reveal?
The enemy won't wait. Let the blood paint flow, I say. The toll's too large. Or are you eager to sacrifice your own for our paint, First Blade?
Arensi has no right to defend that cowering cat in the back of the maw.
Then track her down and tell her yourself.
Read this before, but it doesn't count as stealing, so we'll take it. A flask of war paint. The really solid buff. Bone pins pierce the hide map at a handful of locations along the Glenfathan side of the Bale River.
Kareth, this is no place for sightseeing, even for you. The beasts of Galawain's Maw are dangerous, and now more than ever.
A wiry elven man paces the cavern, his face etched with worry lines and his hand irritably thumping his hip. He looks up at you and sighs. What's wrong with the beasts?
They won't fight.
He stops pacing and turns to you. What's wrong with that?
It is not Galawain's way, and it is not the way of the Maw.
The Maw has always been home to one great predator. Every so often, a challenger comes along, and the two battle for territory. But Soul remains in her den, and Oranos? I can't confront her there. Now, two mighty predators and their kin hunt from the same stock. It's thinning the herds, and it's thinning patience around here too. He resumes his pacing, and this waiting, it's not the deliberate, watchful waiting of a hunter lying in ambush. It's stagnation, tedium, hoping for something to happen. He clenches his hands into fists, but I'm powerless to act. One half of the fangs will cry favoritism if I try to drag the lioness out myself. I want to know about the two predators. There's never been a more cunning hunter than Soul, but some say she's losing her edge. Oranos, on the other hand, is all edge, and many of our number think he's the rightful successor. His fingers drum a restless rhythm on his thigh. Blood simmering. It's going to boil over if a little doesn't spill soon. Would you favor Soul or Oranos? He frowns. I see both sides. Soul's cunning is unmatched. Oranos is the mightier of the two. Both embody traits prized by Galawain. I'm an unbiased outsider. I could look into it. He scratches his cheek. No harm in letting you try, I suppose. Anything's better than this endless waiting. If you can somehow bring this to a resolution, these tensions will end. If not, he grins. The beast will make short work of you. He gives you a heavy iron key. We don't normally permit outsiders to venture into the Maw, but you understand that you do so at your own risk, and Soul's lions are likely to attack intruders on sight. Still, perhaps you can coax her into fighting the bear. Do whatever you can to end this stalemate. Let's talk about something else. Such as? This is Galawain's Maw.
Yes, a den of beasts sacred to the Lord of the Hunt himself. Historically, the greatest predator of Air Glanfoth has claimed the back of the Maw as its lair. Lately, however, there's been some dispute as to who should occupy that position. And it's leading to discord among our hunters.
He glances up and into the cavern. Something else? I prefer action to talk, but I answer your questions as best I can. Tell me about yourself. I'm the leader of the Fangs. We're an order of hunters and warriors devoted to Galawain, and we see that the places of the builders remain pure. Not truly a tribe, we do gather and argue like one. Our members come from all of the tribes, but most of us were born 3 Tustelgar, Fisher Crane, and Keepers of the Stone naturally. Where could I find Soul? Straight at the back of the Maw. He points down the halls on either side of him. You could get through either way, but mind where your feet step. The Maw is a dangerous place, and Soul's pride, and her advocates, are on the alert. Where is Oranos? Good question. Bear's out hunting right now, but he'll return soon. He's never gone for long. Goodbye. So before we go into what I presume is dangerous territory, we'll see who else we can speak to. Like Aiden. The remains of a broken bridge, long collapsed, lead to a deep chasm. The other side of the bridge pierces through the mist at the far end of the chasm, hanging precariously over the steep fall. Examine the area. Broken stones of the bridge, weathered after centuries of disrepair, are scattered along the edge and side of the chasm. A thin mist rises from below. The stones are coated with slick green moss, making them impossible to grip safely. The wooden beams lodged between the stones on either side of the bridge seem sturdy enough to support your weight, however. I read that already. Toss your rope and grappling hook across the chasm. You aim for the wooden beam on the opposite side of the bridge, and hurl your grappling hook across the chasm. It strikes the bridge with a solid thunk. The hook snags firmly, digging into the wood as you pull. The rope tightens, taut and secure. You tie the free end of the rope to the wooden beam next to you. Alright, same thing we read before, but it is added. Your rope stretches across the gap. Not cross it yet. The stones at the edge of the chasm are slick and beaded with moisture. We can't read that side yet.
Yeah.
Come to see the great Oernos, Estremor? He's out for a hunt, but he'll be back. Unlike that lioness, he doesn't stay cooped up in here for long.
The man meets your gaze with a challenge in his eyes. Why can't Oernos go and fight the lioness?
Because she holes up at the back of the maw, surrounded by her pride and the natural hazards of this place. It's not the proper way to meet a challenger. She's got to come out and face Oernos to keep her claim. Anyway, her prime is past. Putting that old beast down would be a mercy at this point.
He scowls. What are you doing here?
We wait for the big confrontation, but the wait grows exhausting. While Sul hides in the back of the maw, Oernos is denied his victory, and we're all denied the champion we deserve.
He grimaces and runs a thumb along the edge of his axe. I'm not gonna volunteer for this. Well, I'll suggest it. I could take care of Sul. His callous thumb makes a scraping noise against the blade of his axe. I hate to spoil the tradition of a big showdown, but if she retreats from her fight, then there's no point in waiting. Kill her, and that'll be proof enough that she's not a fit champion. And goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she has cubs or something that she's taking care of. The Corsan offers modest cushioning. It shifts in size underfoot. Can see it past what she was saying.
Estremor?
An Orlan woman stands ankle deep in the sand, sharpening a spearhead. You must be Bethel's new Estremor. Truth, when I heard she let another in, I almost went to the Passage of the Six myself to share words. She points the flint spearhead at you. Have other foreigners come this way recently? Glamfelin, worshippers of Rimergon, they claim. Simply looters and defilers by another name. That's the truth. The spearhead flashes as she shakes it at the door. It disappeared behind the doors of Noonfrost, and now our lake turns to ice. The cold creeps ever closer. She digs a trench in the sand with one bare foot. Yet Bethel was timid, and she has convinced the other Anamfatha that we must respect these Estremoran and their traditions, no matter what mischief guides their hands. She raises her head, slowly looking back toward the entrance. I'm guessing you didn't leave it at that. I sent my own sister, one of my finest scouts, to sniff out the Pale Elves' corruption. I was certain the Anamfatha could not ignore the defilement in Noonfrost, once Alwa's own eyes had seen it, but she still hasn't returned. She looks away. Now, I bear the responsibility for her fate, and I can't send the Fangs after her without openly defying the Anamfatha. What are you doing here? My stocks equip my brethren in the Fangs. My hands train them to fight, hunt, and track with skill. What purpose brings you here? Tell me about the Maw. An ancient place of beasts and dangers. As followers of the Clever Hound, we assemble and train here as hunters, warriors, and defenders of the Builder's sacred places. Chaos pervades the Maw, and more than ever due to the stalemate between the beasts. She shakes her head. But Desthun... or Desthun? Forgot what the lowercase w sounds like. Refuses to intervene, and many itch to settle the matter over blood. Do you have any supplies for sale? Only the finest. Ooh, Bleak Fang. Stiletto. Exceptional, grants touch of rot on critical hit. Oh, it's a foe AoE. That's cool. And more DR bypass. A Nasataki huntress was tracking game with the other wives of her tribe when a terrible blizzard separated her from the rest of the party. Starving and nearly snowblind, she ate at the leather of her gloves to fill her belly while she searched for food. As her strength was fading, she came upon the corpse of a caribou, frozen and half gnawed by Arctic foxes. She ate her fill and, exhausted, fell into a deep sleep. When she awoke, she saw the fingers of her left hand stricken with a numbing corruption. As she journeyed back in the direction of her village, she watched the corruption spread along her knuckles and across her hand. Unwilling to succumb to it, she took the stiletto and cut off her hand at the wrist. What does that E sound like? Let's say Rhaegar Konik. So even more deflection, that's really good. Against all Kith races. Plus 20% attack speed, and 10% of hits converted to crits. After enduring a series of Zorp raids, a small Glenfathan clan near Maiden Falls requested aid from the legendary scouts of the Fisher Crane tribe of Thane Bog. Such was the cunning of the scouts that they ambushed the Zorps in their own caves. One of the quickest Orlan warriors slaughtered the Zorp chieftain with his own hatchet, naming it Rhaegar Konek, Clever Cutter, in honor of the victory. Wei Toki. Exceptional when they crits can prone. Hailing from the lands of Roatai, Wei Toki, or Water Axe, is covered in traditional, spiraling symbols for water and the sea. A Moa craftsman sought to instill the axe with the same power of a rolling wave, striking foes with sudden, fearsome force. When the axe is swung, it is said, the twisting symbols undulate like the waters of the Great Eastern. Redfield. Grants Harbinger. Well, that's neat. So it debuffs enemies' accuracy. This battered shield saw use in one of the bloodiest battles of the Brokenstone War, after which it fell into Glenfathan hands. The shield's name first referred to the original bearer's heraldry. These days it serves as a reminder of the sea of corpses that once littered the fields of the Deerwood. The shield retains its vibrant hue, and the flash of crimson often proves a distraction to foes. 7 Scolders worth. Plus 2 stealth, plus 1 move speed. A rural Deerwooden legend holds that armor crafted from the hide of a nocturnal, secretive Scolder imbues the wearer with preternatural stealth. Determined to best every like-minded fellow to test the superstition before him, one enthusiastic hunter crafted this hide from no fewer than 7 Scolders. Though it is unclear what effect the quantity had, the result is a dark-hued armor that blends undeniably well with the shadows. Looks like that's it.
Huh?
Nothing really of note.
Sure.
E for that. It's fair. Alright, so we could go straight across or we could work our way around. Go this way. Cross the chasm. The rope tenses and vibrates as you move forward, gripping the line. Reverberating throughout the underground cave, the creaks of the wooden beams mark your every effort. You keep your progress slow and steady. The crossing is strenuous, particularly as the rope's shaking grows more intense. Devil of Karok's breathing grows labored, and Khan and Haravius begin to slow. At last, your efforts bring you back over solid ground, and you reach the other side.
You gotta see this.
So you know what? Everybody hang back. Just you two go forward.
Following your lead. Arthur!
Yeah?
Arthur!
Alright, 1000 damage next. The edge of the blade has lost much of its original sharpness. Every slice is a labor, and it seems increasingly better suited to break the seal on letters than to pierce flesh. The grip has started to fray considerably. There's a third rune on the blade now. Perhaps it is a symbol for dull. Oh, is the damage decreasing? I haven't checked that. Yeah, so we lost effect, so it went from whatever to... was it accurate or something? So I did notice that the new effect.
Got it done.
Interesting. But 1,000 more damage. Alright, not gonna worry about that. Game description is the far side. I guess we can go straight back here, and I'm assuming that's where the... Well, maybe not. Either way, we'll go this way first.
Oh, look at here.
The plan here is to just buff her up a bit. You might need a little help. Alright, if he comes back here, not a lot I can do about that. I guess she did pretty good there. What's she at? Yeah, 1/3 of the way there already.
That'll do.
Of course. Moe Ixi.
He sounds like a fighting game character. Something you'd hear in Super Smash Bros.
Am I the only one here starting to nod off? The break might be in order.
Alright, over halfway there. Look at her go.
Yeah.
There's more than one back here. But the plan remains the same. Send her in
Right
by
here.
herself. We'll buff her up. Kana will help out here as well.
Lava.
Oh gosh. Let's keep coming. Go ahead and knock him down.
You're mine.
Hey, knock him down again. Good job. Alright, another 1500 damage. That's down to 7 to 10. And it's got the terrible modifier, minus 8 accuracy, minus 33% damage. So she has plus 5 accuracy. Okay. The blade appears to be coated with a dense fog. Its shine no more than a memory. There are deep scratches across it now, and it seems that all but the softest materials leave their mark upon it. Blobs of rust are spattered across the blade. They seem to spread from one moment to the next. They eat at the metal like a wasting sickness. The leather in the handle has begun to slough off entirely. It needs to be secured in the palm to ensure a good grip before every use. 4 runes are visible along the blade. It seems increasingly likely that it's some kind of apology in a dead language. Well, this should be interesting. $1,500 damage. She's doing good though. It only takes like 2 or 3 fights to get there. Get to the next one, so. I think we'll finish it up in this dungeon without too much trouble. Another exit to Oldsong District. We'll check that out next time. We call it here for now. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one. We will continue exploring Galawain's Maw. I said that in the wrong order. Either way, see you guys next time.